So I got to go hard tonight too, So it's just some guys have it in and some guys they don't. Some guys play for, it's bad to say, but play for the fame and the glory and the money. Sure. And that's it's okay. I don't hate them for it. But some guys play because their desire to win is overwhelming. Like they love it so much. Like, I want to kiss that trophy. I want to pass it around with my boys. I want to have it for the summer at the lake. You know what I mean? For that 2 nights at the fucking lake where I could, get a stripper up there inside of it and throw it off the fucking boat or whatever they decide to do with it. Right. So.
Yeah. Winning at that level is totally a different level, but, the guys have to, like Marchand's a good example of just, you don't have to be the biggest, the strongest. You just want to win. And that he's proven that. And I think a little bit of it has to come back to right place, the right time.
True. True.
Yeah. I think that's, if you ask anybody in anybody's career, this one, if I would have went this way or this direction, it could have went a different, down a different path. And that's kind of the thing with the NHL now. And that's kind of the big topic now with the Larkin with the Wings. They're picking where to go. They're actually back in the day. I think it was Ray Ferraro was talking about it, and he said, "Yeah, back in the day that they said, yeah, nobody wanted you, and get back on the bus because nobody wants you. You're just lucky to have a job. You sat there. Oh yeah, yes sir, thank you sir. And now it's like, no, I know I'm the better player, and I can go where I want, and I want to go to a team that's going to win.
Yeah.
And so you're kind of dictating your luck, where, a guy like Matthews
there's two types of fucking players, and this, Millsy, being a longtime hockey guy, that can dictate where they go. One, an established veteran that's been around for 15 years, and like Ray Bork and those guys, right? Hey, I've given my fucking life to this. You've earned it. Even junior, like 3 years with one team, and you've given your fucking blood, sweat, and tears, your nuts, and your heart, and your fucking mind too. And you're like, we have no chance of winning next year. Let me go somewhere else, right? Or you're fucking the superstars. I mean, that's it. The guys in the middle, you don't dictate where the fuck you go. You go where they tell you to go. If you're getting traded, they're not telling you to the end of the fucking day. Whereas those guys I just talked about are in the meetings about the trades. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a big difference.
Good point. Right? Yeah. But again, back in the day, I think it was probably Bobby Hull who kind of started the whole thing with the union and that, and just kind of the players having more of a say, in what I'm doing and how things are working. And then it's a betterment. It's better for the players, obviously. You don't get somebody who just buries you. So I think it does help the player a lot being able to do that. But again, back in the day, it was, they told you where to go and you just grabbed your bag, you went, and it didn't kind of matter who, Ray Bork and some of those guys. Yeah. But again, now it's getting a little out of hand. Everybody's
it is. Now the stars dictating. It's like they changed the rule years ago, and I was one beneficiary of it, thank God. I didn't get put in this situation, but I've heard so many horror stories because back in when we come through it all, even guys way before us too, like to get your NHL pension when you're done your career, you had to have 400 games played, right? You remember that? I heard some horror stories from some older guys where they're at 394 and they're just getting absolutely fucking rimmed. The guys will get them up, bring them up, wouldn't even bring them up for the last 6 games or whatever. And they don't get their fucking pension. These fucking guys, 394 games in the NHL, that's 10 years, dude.
Yeah.
That's a 10-year career of your fucking life. And you're getting nothing, no pension after the fact. So they actually changed it. I think a lot of people don't know the rule, but they have a tiered system now. It's games on the roster. Like if you're on hot dog patrol one night where you're sitting up in the press box eating hot dogs and popcorn, if you're on the roster, you're getting that game, right? You don't have to step on the ice, right? Or if you're injured for 50 games in 1 year, I was injured for like 30, I think, my true rookie year, 35 maybe with a back injury. I got those games in the end. So I actually qualified for a bit of a pension, but so many guys over the years got boned out of that. I guess hopefully they retroacted it for all those guys because they all deserved it. But it's the same thing with the trades though, right? You ain't holding Keith Kachuk and, Even Ray Ferraro back then, he was I thought he was a star. I loved Ray
Yeah.
Ferraro
Yeah.
as a player. I thought he was fucking great. Great man too. They weren't holding him back from his last 6 games because they needed him, right? Like, no, you're fucking playing, right? It's the third line, the fourth line slugs that maybe go up and down a little bit here that they can, we're not going to pay him after he's done. Screw that. But it's all changed now for the better. But like you said, then it dives into a new world where now the players maybe, I like it because players, might have a little too much control, right?
It's again, like in the NBA where the boys said, and I don't know why guys don't do this. If I was Crosby, if I was McDavid, I'd go to Crosby and say, "Hey, can I play on your team?"
Yeah.
And I'll sign for $100,000. Who cares? I'm going to make.
I'm sure they talk. I'm sure they talk like that. I guarantee that's how the Kachuk boys got in the same team.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure. But again, there's got to. I think the NHL or the league would step in at some point and go, okay, we can't have this because then you just have an all-star team and that wouldn't be fun. It would be funny because more than likely they would get beat because they would have, too
many superstars.
Yeah. I was gonna use a quote, but I won't just in case.
In case of what?
in case somebody.
Hey, they can beat it. Go ahead. Don't be shy on this podcast.
Too many teddies. No.
Okay. Yeah. We'll leave that one. That's a little different than what I thought you were going to say, but we'll leave that one to the side. That's not in today's world. That's not. It didn't mean anything. We didn't mean anything by it, but it's just not. You just don't say it anymore. Got to bite your tongue.
Yeah.
But
for guys who win, again, it's the hardest trophy to win. I've heard Gretz say that the one that you won, the Memorial Cup's the hardest due to the fact you only have 4 years to do it. Sometimes
and you lose some of your best players after 3 or 2, right?
Yeah. And I was going to say that also with the Stanley Cup, like Florida and like Boston goes through it, and it comes to the GMs and how good their job is, but you don't lose that top 6. Your top 6 guys usually stay. But just like you had mentioned with Panica and Joey B, Basila, who was on both our teams and great individual. Those are the guys who win you the tournaments. Those are the guys that win. The stars usually battle it out. Usually one gets a little bit better than the other one, but it's your bottom guys that kind of push you over the top.
Yeah, but it is good. I give you this. It is good when you're I'd say better players, different players, the ones that score the goals or get the more high praise, like the Brent Greaves on my team, Brent Greaves and the Mike Craigs and the Scaldies and the Craigwells and the Craig Donaldson, JP Davis, those guys, they all played great too. That's the difference, right? When your players that get the most recognition play great, but then the guys that keep the engine that makes your fucking team go also play fucking outstanding and push the rest of the guys. That's when you make a championship team, right?
Yeah, if your stars don't play, then they don't. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah, Lindros obviously he played pretty much good every game. He was tough to stop, but what do you
mean? We stopped him at 6.
I know you did.
At all.
You did.
It was easy.
And he was a captain then, I think too. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it was only him and Rob were the only ones left. So
yeah, I know. I think it was him and Rob Pearson were the only ones that kind of
Craig
make that team.
Craig are there? Craigwell? Yeah.
Craigwell might have been there still. Yeah,
he was there.
Good one.
He was there. But yeah,
Donnie might have been there. Donaldson.
Yeah, they had a couple guys. They just didn't have enough, depth.
Yeah,
which is fine. But anyways, that's
we've been talking about this fucking shit too much. Let's move on to something else, Mr. Miller.
Are you going to go to soccer? Seriously?
Already?
No,
Jesus
I'm not.
Christ.
Okay, I was going to let you.
You're going to let me go to soccer?
I got a buddy that likes soccer.
Still the best fucking World Cup fucking ever. I'm not, like I said, I hate watching soccer games from start to finish, but I do now when the stars play, right? Or when America played, when Canada played, obviously England plays, I watch the full games. And then when the stars play, like the Holland guy from Norway, oh fuck, is he a beast, man. He reminds me so much of Eric Lindros of hockey. He's just
a
fucking bigger, stronger, faster, and better than everybody on the field.
boy
He's
playing
awesome.
with men, or men playing with boys.
Yeah, he's a man playing with boys. And Messi is the great one on the soccer field. He's so fucking much smarter than everybody else on the pitch, right? But
Who
it has
is
been
the
real
guy?
fun to watch.
Yeah, it has been great. I saw a little clip again, and you see all the little highlights. Maradona, right?
He was the old Argentinian one, yeah.
Yeah, and he scored
Before
the
Messi.
winning goal with his hand.
Yeah, but he punched it with his head. Yeah, he punched
Did
it.
he?
Yeah.
Did he? I just saw the highlight. And I saw the goaltender bitching about it.
No, 100% he punched it.
Did he? Okay.
But they let it go, yeah. It missed his head, and he punched it on after it moved over his head, and it went in. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the crown jewel of the Soccer World Cup fake goals. Yeah, Madonna. But that guy, that man was unbelievable as a soccer player. But again, to go
those legs, his legs were freaking.
All those guys like this, like Messi's 5'5". His legs are like this. Where's my camera? This fucking big. It's crazy. But it's so much fun. And people are saying, why is it getting watched so much over here in the United States? And I said, think realistically. Normally it's in, where is it in? It was in a UAE. It was in South America. South America is not so bad, but anytime it's over Europe, Eastern Europe, all that stuff, we're 8 hours behind. If it was in Italy or Spain, we have to watch it at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Now it's on at 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night. No wonder people are watching, but it's great because it's been so good and the stars have been so fucking good. It's like the Four Nations Cup. That made hockey boom, like as in the great Pat McAfee says, it's up and to the right. It made the NHL popularity go way up because the stars came out and they fucking played, right?
Yeah.
That's what's happening with the soccer. So I'm thinking, yes, I'm thinking that there's a lot of mediocre soccer fans will only watch World Cup now and then and stuff like that. But it's been so good. I guarantee you there's more soccer fans now in the United States than there were before because of this, because the game's been so damn good and the stars are so good, man. It's going to be, I hate the fact that the Canada and the US lost and Mexico's out, the 3 host teams, but the teams that are left all got rocket stars and it's going to be fun to watch. It is, because they're excited. They're not as boring as people, as I even remember watching a full soccer game, because it happens so quick, right? You're like, okay. And then if you watch more and more, you start to think, okay, I know what they're doing now. They're trying to bring these guys out so they can go behind them and create some plays. But enough about the fucking soccer. Football. It's pretty good. What do you want to talk about? Were we going to go to Punch in the Face, or you want to go to the draft? Did you get any feedback from our fans?
No, I really haven't. Again, I didn't. I only put it out the one time and didn't really.
Yeah.
You got to put that stuff out a couple times. I think we'll try and get a little bit more. What's the leeway or feedback coming into those, and we can come back. We can come back around to those.
The one I liked you asked about is who do you think got the best draft? I don't know. I was curious about what your opinion. I just pulled up the draft again just to look at it, just the names and stuff like that. I mean, I was a little bit surprised of Malhotra. I know he's great, and I know his dad was an unbelievable player for years, but to go that early, I didn't think he was going to go that early. But the first 2 were kind of set, right?
Yeah.
McKenna, obviously, and Steinberg could go 1-2, 1-2. And I thought maybe Toronto might have took Steinberg just because he's a Swedish kid, right? And his older brother has been drafted already.
Yeah, Matt doesn't have that much pull yet.
Oh, Matt's got all the pull he wants in Toronto. That man made Toronto for a long time. What have you ever had the pleasure of meeting that man?
No.
I played with him.
Hold on. I played against him.
Where?
Under 17.
Nice. Yeah, he would. Yeah.
He was.
He'd be close to your age.
I think he's 71. I'd have to go back but I think him and Burry were the 2 that I kind of went back and looked one time, like a long time ago, and I'm like, wow, that's kind of cool. I don't know if I don't think we played Sweden. I think we played Russia. But again, I sat on the bench probably for 61 minutes, and the game was only 60 minutes. But
there's 2 of the best players of all times, in my opinion. It's like at least top 100 of Bure and Matt's for sure. Top 50 probably.
Yeah.
Of all time.
But again, yeah,
Fantastic.
never cross paths like you did with him.
Yeah, I had the privilege of playing with him, man. What an incredible man. And he's just one of those guys where you watch him practice and you sit on the bench and watching games. You're like, fuck, is he good? You know what I mean? He's just one of those guys just says, like, he played with some stars in junior. Probably Drulia back in the day when he was on top of his game. You were like, holy fuck, is he good? Or Fogues, you know, those guys are like, man, seriously, how do they do that? I mean, I think I'm pretty good. Like you're probably thinking, how do they do that? They are so fucking good. And Matt's going to Toronto that time. Everyone thinks you're going to fail in Toronto because everyone usually does, right? Except Dougie Gilmore and Wendell Clark are the only two I think that ever didn't fail as superstars there. Bobby, Daryl Sittler maybe. But Matt's was beloved there and well deserved. So I'm not sure. I don't agree with that, but they didn't have enough pull there. If he wanted to take Steinberg, they weren't going to say shit to him. I guarantee it.
Oh yeah,
that's my opinion. My humble opinion, dude.
That'd be a tough. Again, you just can't. The talk has been to take him first for last years. So it'd be a tough one to come in that week and just shake it up that big. But again, it's,
now is McKenna a Canadian boy or is he from Alaska? Where's he from? I thought he was. I thought he was from Alaska.
He's Canadian. He's Canadian.
Where's he from? Yukon or somewhere? Where's he from?
Right now it's got Canada. Let me.
I thought he was from Alaska for some reason.
Oh yeah.
He played junior in Canada because they moved him when he was like 16. Or not 16, sorry. They moved him down when he was like 13. Down to play in Canada. Into
Whitehorse.
Oh, he's from the Yukon.
Yeah, I was born. Yeah.
So he's Canadian.
Whitehorse.
Nice. Yeah. Well,
yeah, he played his youth hockey. He played his youth hockey up there for I don't know how long he played, but
yeah. I think his family moved him away at 13 because he was just so much better. He had no competition. I think he went down to Vancouver or somewhere to play.
Yeah, Kelowna.
Oh, is that where he went?
Yeah, went down to Kelowna. Then played Medicine Hat for 2 years.
Yeah.
3 years basically. And then went to Penn State for a year.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah, so that's probably the direction a lot of guys are going to do now. And now, play their 3 years of junior, and so who's going to take the credit for developing these players? That's the like I hate to say it. Who's
junior, baby? Canadian junior has to take the credit.
The only
reason they're going.
They had a really good draft.
They did
know that. Yeah. The juniors in general. But I think I think that's going to be the case. Is your first round picks are all going to play junior for a couple of years. Get drafted and then then go to college after that and see how long.
And
they stay,
why do they do that? Is it going to make them more ready for the NHL or no?
No.
Why are they doing it? Millsy?
Money. Oh, it's money.
There you go.
Yeah.
So who should take credit for developing them? Junior, all their youth programs that all those kids grew up in, and junior, whether it be the USHL or USHL, that's their path anyway. But the Canadian boys, like, they're getting lured by money, and I don't blame them. It's hard to turn that down, man.
So who gets the money now? Because I don't know all the ins and outs of it, and as we go through this, I'll probably learn a lot about the evil side, the business side of hockey. So a first round pick out of junior, Adam Foote or whoever, the Sioux gets money from that NHL team, correct?
Yeah.
That's how it kind of works?
Oh, so I get your question. So is Penn State going to get the money, or is Medicine Hat going to get the money?
Yeah.
Like
Kelowna, where does that?
Was, yeah.
Yeah. Like how do you do?
Tough question. Yeah. I think that there's some kind of contract. There'll be some fine print from the OHL that if you leave, we still get your NHL draft money because the colleges don't need it. Penn State's got probably a $35 billion endowment. You know what I mean? Same with Michigan, same with Michigan State. They don't need the 250 grand or whatever they're paying nowadays for the first rounders or the second rounders and stuff. So I guarantee if you leave the OHL, there's some fine print there that says they still get their draft status, probably for the next 2 years, say, or whatever the time limit is, right? That would be my guess.
So when we have Boogs on, because he'd be a good one. He would know this answer. He'd be a good one to ask that question to, because he's been on both the junior ownership, junior side, coaching side, and now in the pro side, and just to see what happens there. But it could be if the NCAA and Division I teams say, you know what, let's bury the junior program. They could do that in 2 seconds. Just because of this reason, like, hey, we'll take guys at 18, we'll bring them in, we'll maybe give them 5 years instead of 4 years, or, come up with a couple of rules that could, they could. I don't think they can't. I don't think they care.
That'd be a crazy argument to think about and talk about. Yeah. But again, hence our name, Two Donkeys with a Mic, right? We have to rely on guys that when they retired, stayed in the game of hockey and became GMs and owners and coaches, where you went to be a golf pro. And I played too damn long after I retired, I just wanted a break and get away from the damn game for a few years. So,
I took 3 years off. I'll never forget this. I said, I'm not lifting a weight. I'm not going to the gym. I'm not riding a bike. I'm not doing anything. And then I looked at myself and I was about 220 and I went,
we better get back to the gym.
Time to ride the bike again, pal.
That's so funny. Yeah.
Oh, it was hilarious. I'll never,
yeah.
I remember telling myself, okay, I don't have to go to the gym. Don't have to work out anymore, and then, 3 years later, I'm like, okay, I kind of enjoyed doing that, But,
yeah. So we get Boogsy and some of the other guys on there that know what they're doing, Billy Armstrong or somebody, and we can ask them those serious questions for anyone who wants to listen to our little donkey podcast. But most of all, it's just going to be comedic and bullshit and our opinions and stuff. So again, we had that we talked about before about that who would you like to punch in the face? Is that something you want to get into now? Or you want to do a full program on that?
No, we'll do a full program. I want to delve into different sports and get into actors and
so I'm gonna give the people a little teaser on what we're talking about. So Mills and I came up with an idea about a podcast, and the thing was I'm gonna preempt this with a lot of disclaimers and all that too, because we don't want to get killed. We don't want to get blasted off the internet and people hate us and get threatened to have fights properly. But we said in the athletic world, we'll get to the politics later, but in the athletic world, who has the most punchable face, right? So when you think about that, you think, you're like, that's silly. But then you think about it, you could rhyme off 1,000. But usually it's because of the attitude of the person, right?
Yeah.
They hate this person, so they want to punch them in the face. We're not talking about, we talking about personalities. We're not talking about if the person's a good person. We're strictly talking about low level. That guy has a face I want to punch. You know what I mean? He could be a great guy. He probably is. Like I said, a basketball player, I would not literally punch him in the face because they're 6'8", 6'9", and would fucking kill me, right? Or for example, like a Conor McGregor. I would never actually literally go punch him in the face, but we're just saying that's the thing. And we can all agree that everyone in politics has a punchable face. So we won't even get into that, but we'll stick in the sports world and we'll do a full podcast and we'll get some feedback from some people and some friends and stuff. And I told you, Mill, I was at a pool party the other day, and they said, I know you and your friend Mills has got a podcast going. I said, yes, Mills' idea. It's great. I love it. We're just going to go through it and have some fun with it and see what happens. I said, one of the ideas we had is athletes that have a punchable face. And they're like, oh man, God, that's so fucking dumb. What are you doing? And then for the next hour, they gave me 50. I had 10 people sitting around going, oh, I'd punch that guy in the face, and I'd punch that guy in the face, and I'd punch that guy in the face. So the disclaimer is we're not actually physically telling people to go punch someone in the face. And it's not about their, people will say in their mind, subconsciously will say, that's the guy I want to punch his face, punchable face because of what I think of him. But that's not the idea of it. It's just straight up. You just gotta you walk into Walmart one day and you don't know the person. You're like, God, that guy's got a fucking face I want to punch. You know what I mean? So we'll get into a whole new podcast. And I think that's a full on podcast. But it'd be good to have a guest on there to talk about it too. Someone that actually maybe punches people in the face for a living.